Everybody, Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to the Thomas & Mack Center just off the Vegas Strip for our main event. Scheduled for 12 rounds in the heavyweight division between these two great warriors. He's on his way to the ring, and you can just tell what kind of night he intends this to be. He's just brimming with confidence. Grant's on his way to the ring. Boy, he looks confident. We've seen it many times with him through the years, but tonight, he's bubbling with confidence.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the intention. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Big Grant.
Right there, touch him up and let's go.
Opening round here. See if they go the full 12 tonight. Teddy, the expectation in a matchup like this, a power puncher versus power puncher, is that the fight's not going to last long. But what if it does? Then what?
The guy with less power is going to win because he's a guy that has a reserve in a place that he's ready to go to in case the power is not there.
With a left hand. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Targeted counter punch by Grant. Solid shot lands on the belt line. And he's able to put his punches together. That's a nice looking combo.
Well, that's the benefit of 2 and 3 instead of 1.
Halfway through round number 1. What do you think is most misunderstood about the heavyweight division?
I think it's human nature for people to see these big Goliaths that they start to think that, hey, they're more sure of themselves. That these guys have more of an abundance of security about themselves, about confidence. And really, it's the opposite. In some ways, these big giants, they're really unsure of themselves because they know they can do damage. They're also worried about damage being done to them.
Nice block by Big. What happened to the get to know ya? They're getting to know each other real quick here.
Unbelievable. I feel like I'm at a fancy restaurant and we've already had 4 courses and the chef came out and said, hey, don't be full yet. You got 8 more to go.
Final 10 seconds. Good combination by Grant. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Well-placed counter punch by Grant. I like that two-punch combo by Grant. Very clever move there. A little defense turns to offense. The counter punch by Grant. Grant's probably thinking to himself that he found an early answer. The counter punch doing damage here.
And his opponent's thinking, what the heck am I doing? Am I shadow boxing? Because I'm not finding nothing. But I tell you, if I am shadow boxing, that shadow, it has a little bit of a punch. It's hitting me back.
Solid counter punch by Grant. Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counter punch by Grant. Halfway through round number 2. Oh, a nice two-punch combo by Bad Intentions. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. And a good counter by Grant. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. A headshot blocked. Good fundamental work, landing the 1-2 there. Good block by Bad Intentions. Just 10 seconds to go here in the second round. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Punches and bunches, combination up top. Nice block by Big. Right back to the work up top. 90 seconds to go here in this round. Good block there by Bad Intentions. Parries that punch away. Oh, and you can see now he's starting to target that jab with more and more confidence. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Grant's able to avoid that punch. Bad intentions. His Cox is not going to the body at all. He'd be so well served to do it, though, Teddy.
Yeah, but his opponent doesn't want him to. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against what his opponent doesn't want him to do. Because his opponent would love him to keep throwing to the head because, you know, he can see those coming. He can move and avoid them. Body shots, you know, your head moves, but your body doesn't.
We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
A little give and take, and here comes the left hand.
Protect yourself.
Nice block by Grant. Good work on the combination by Grant. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Well put together combination by Grant. A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Bad Intentions. Good block by Big. Excellent counterpunch by Grant. Grant's got it down pat. Straight is great. Straight punch wins.
Yeah, especially when your opponent is standing straight in front of you.
And a well-placed counter by Grant. Ten seconds to go in the fourth. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Jab and move. Your jab works good when you use it. You don't use it enough. Jab. Jab.
Round number 5 has arrived. Putting his punches together, landing 2 shots there. Devastating blow by Grant. You get the sense that they know no other way how to fight. They are going at it, back and forth, toe-to-toe, punch for punch. what a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. And he returns on that exchange. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. Halfway through this round. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Grant. He has walked through bullets, bazookas, and bombs, and he's still standing in there tonight, Teddy.
Yeah, this is a testament not just to the physical makeup. I know a lot of people at home are going to say, wow, what kind of bone does he have inside that chin? But it's his mind, too. He's making a choice, just like you do in life and other things. He's making a choice to deal with this. A lot of guys would have given in already.
The tactical game paying off. You can see the counterpunch.
Yeah, you see the counterpunch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, he gets caught.
Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Here we are at the start of another round. A round that could simply add on to a new direction and a new course that this fight has taken. I really like what he was able to do in that last round. Now, he's behind on the scorecards, but you get the sense that the momentum is starting to roll his way.
Well, you get the sense that it's starting to become his kind of fight now.
Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a silent agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what will come back at him.
That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Nice block by Grant. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. There it is! Oh, he digs in downstairs with a counter punch. Boy, you gotta love being his opponent, right? You come into a fight like this tonight, you're so worried about getting off your punches, landing accurate punches. Well, here it is. Not gonna move the head at all. Come and get it.
No, you just have to worry about you don't hurt your hands. You better hope that you wrap them real good because you're banging that nugget all night long.
Another flush shot up top. by Grant. Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the 6th. End of the round is upon us. And if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Right on the mark, double jab. That's a good block by Big.
Come on. In and out, in and out.
Blocks the headshot. Blocks that belt line well. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head.
Boom! Back ball. Hands up, keep your hands up, keep your hands up.
And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round.
Jab, jab, use the jab.
60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Ten seconds to go in this round.
You're not focusing. Keep moving, keep moving. Move, keep moving around.
End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Wow, is he defensively sound. Each man able to land an uppercut. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Grant's cheek is cut, and you can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. Blocks that punch. The halfway point of round number 8. Good block there by Big. Now that's some fine work right there by Bad Intentions. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Grant. Blocks the headshot. Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. A nice block by Bad Intentions. Last 10 seconds of the 8th round. Good block by Bad Intentions. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Good defensive skill. Good block.
Double up your punches.
Block by Big. Targeting the hooks on each man. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
And a well-placed counter by Grant. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Grant. Last 10 seconds of the 9th round.
Keep working the body.
We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
And a smart counterpunch by Grant. And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
Well-targeted double jab by Bad Intentions. Very clean offense from defense by Grant. Grant's strategy has been to control things on the outside. And the jab fits perfectly into it.
Yeah, what it's done is it's set up his defense. It's kept his opponent defensive, kept him off balance, off stride. And it's also set up his power shots whenever he's wanted to.
Keep your hands up.
Well-placed counterpunch by Grant. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Combination by Grant. Good way to protect the midsection. Good block.
Protect yourself.
Able to counter that attack. As that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Good block by Big. On the mark, the counter punch by Bad Intentions. Teddy, it's one of my favorite times of one of our fight broadcasts. When we make the declaration, he has to have a knockout to win.
And how's he going to do it? Well, I think he's got to be a photographer. He's got to be a guy that goes in the darkroom, really, Joe, and start looking at the negatives. During the night, a lot of pictures have been taken. He's got to go now and look back at those pictures and remember something, that he saw something. He saw a moment. He saw a spot where the guy dropped his hand. He pulled back, and he's got to go, and he's got to act on that moment.
What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. 90 seconds to go in this 11th round.
Up and down, side to side.
A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Grant. Grant's nose is cut, and you can see that it's worsening as this round goes on. Excellent counterpunch by Grant. Last 10 seconds. You may as well put an X marking the spot now because there is blood above his eye.
You know, he had enough problems getting away from punches when there was not blood impairing the vision.
Get the conference.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. Bad intentions, his corner's going to really need to step up and handle that swelling. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. The tactical game paying off. You can see the counterpunch.
Yeah, you see the counterpunch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
He turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Grant. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Targeted counterpunch by Grant. Right back to it to the head. Well, which way did it go? That is the question everybody wants the answer to. The man with the answer is standing in the ring, and here he is. Your winner. One judge saw it even, the other two in his favor. A majority decision.
Very close. Either way you saw it, majority, split, whatever. Close, good, solid fight.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.